Have you checked the children? You're a little mad sometimes.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Sometimes that is better.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird.
Fuego here.
And we are here to do a patron-requested review of a movie we just did a patron-requested commentary for. The commentary was by SK. The review was from Heather, right?
Ms. Marie, actually.
Oh, Ms. Marie. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So Ms. Marie actually requested this one a long time ago. So thank you to Ms. Marie for that.
Yes,
but
thank you for your patience.
we are here to do our review of The Faculty. Again, fresh off of a rewatch for the first time in over a decade for both of us. And I got to say, my overall thoughts were I love this movie. I think it holds up. There's obviously some questionable CGI at parts, but otherwise it's still a really enjoyable movie.
Yeah, it's the ensemble for me that really just nails this home. Jordana Brewster, Elijah Wood, even Hartnett, and you can tell Robert Patrick is having some fun.
Oh, yeah.
Despite smaller roles, you've got Jon Stewart, Salma Hayek, both as intimidating teacherly sort of peeps and stuff. And yeah, man, I just love where you repurpose things but put your own spin on it, which is very much what this film succeeded at for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a repurposing of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, along with a couple of other things thrown in there. The thing specifically, absolutely.
Some scene-specific stuff, actually.
So the film is about a high school that is besieged by an alien invasion that is doing it, slowly but surely and under the radar, except a few students start to notice, and so they band together to try and stop the invasion. And it's just a really well done story. It unfolds at a good pace. I mean, it's paced really well, and it's enjoyable the whole way through. It is an hour and 44 minutes long. It did start to feel a little bit long at parts, but I think that's just because I'm starting to get excited about the other movie we're going to see tonight. So,
which is also about an alien invasion-y sort of thing. So.
Indeed. But yeah, I mean, the story was enjoyable and well told. And yeah, Fuego, how about the story for you?
Yeah, just to riff down the fact that Kevin Williamson was doing so much at this time in the mid to late 90s, between, the Scream films, I Know What You Did, and I mean, he was the go-to for this sort of thing. And granted, he was repurposing a story from two other people and just writing the screenplay, but some of the witty dialogue, the meta-ness, the self-referential aspect of it all, it's like horror was becoming very self-aware in the mid to late 90s, and this just really nails home that sort of I don't know, just like hipness, I guess, without getting too cliched about it.
Yeah. So. And obviously the story is only bolstered by the really fantastic acting throughout. I mean, all the people that Fuego mentioned earlier on, I mean, it's a lot of people's, a lot of really high quality stars early in their career. As you said, Robert Patrick, Salma Hayek, Famke Janssen, and then and the kids, you had Elijah Wood, Josh Hartnett, a couple of other people. That one goth girl whose name I can never remember, but she's in so much stuff throughout her career. So I really enjoyed their acting. Everyone actually played a teenage kid really well, even though a couple of them were obviously a little bit older than they should have been for it. But they still played really well as far as teenage kids go. And I thought the faculty, I forgot. I told Fuego at the beginning, I was like, they're spending an awful lot of time on the teachers. And he's like, well, it is called the faculty. And I was like, oh yeah, that's true, it is. And then it veers away from the faculty pretty much after that point. But even the faculty all did a really great job of making you feel like super creeped out by them. So yeah, acting for you?
Acting is great, man. And Elijah Wood, I was that kind of nerdy twerpy kid, who was pining over prettier girls. So I definitely, related to him when I first saw this movie. It was like this and Disturbing Behavior came out right around the same time, and were just both of those just kind of the plight of the loser, so to speak. And I mean, Brewster plays a bitch to a T in this, though, going after our aforementioned, not quite a lesbian, whatever. I know some people took exception with that particular narrative and, the fact that she ends up hooking up with the former football star and whatever. But I don't really, aside from maybe Usher overdoing it with the bullying a little bit, right. Everybody else is, pretty much on point and felt very just, I don't know, valid and natural and authentic as far as just the plight of high school and whatever level of the social hierarchy you're in.
So. Yeah. And it was a very competently made movie. I mean, Robert Rodriguez, you know, directing. You know, it's going to be a visually interesting movie, and it was the whole way through. I mean, the director of photography did a great job. The editing was on point.
Courtesy of Rodriguez.
Yeah, exactly, and it was just all told very well in you know, in congruence with the sound design and the music choices. I mean, the sound design was great because there were some things that you could hear, some grossness, some, like, you know, kind of stuff at times that were nasty.
And so much more with the headphones too. I gotta say, anytime we do a commentary and like we have like adequate volume and everything, and I can just hear how the sound mix, like some of those nuances, this is one that really had it in spades. So,
for sure. And then the music choices were a lot of fun too. Obviously, a lot of late '90s stuff, a lot of covers. I mean, there was Fuego said a Creed cover. There's a great Another Brick in the Wall Part 2 cover. There's, I mean, a lot of really good music in this that is very tone setting and very reminiscent of that late '90s era of music. So
yeah. I mean, the soundtracks to most of these late '90s like teen horror films, whether it was like Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer, we keep going back to those. You know, all of them. The Flies were great with that, but all of the covers here, and even some that I don't think were necessarily featured in the film, like School's Out. The Soul Asylum cover is great. You know, 18. I'm 18. The Creed cover and stuff, and so.
Well, Disturbing Behavior, I always think of Flagpole Sitta. That's the one. That's the big one from that.
I always think of The Flies Got You Where I Want You from that.
Okay.
Because they did the music video with Katie Holmes in it.
Okay.
So,
well, Flagpole Sitta was, you know, huge at that time. So, and I was like, that's what sticks in my head. So, obviously, lots of good music to track through in this one. And finally, we need to talk about the effects. So, this is when they were starting to lean more on the CG, especially when you had big creature stuff that you wanted to move differently than, you know, big practical puppets, because this was truly a blending of the two, where they had a big practical puppet, especially for the big queen alien at the end, that then they had a CG model that was a lot more muddy, a lot more blurry, and a lot less interesting to look at, that they would do for the movement shots, the quick movements. So
very quick movements, and you know, especially in this case, unfortunately. But although the one thing that I will credit them with is that the shots didn't linger on it that much. It was really kind of these quick takes of that fast, you know, just rapid, you know, getting at these humans. And
but there was some silliness, like when Jon Stewart's fingers get cut off and the red strands come out. The red strands are so bright red, and like the oversaturation really separates it from the rest of the scene, so it doesn't really look like it's a part of it. But you know, but some of the stuff is cool. Like, again, they had the practical little pod, and then when the pod got dropped in the water, it became like a translucent body worm with, you know, the cool. What I liked was they did that thing where you saw the little thing in the tank with the little things around its mouth going ching ching ching, and then the other mouth opening up, and then they did it with the big thing at the end in the pool where it was like ching ching ching, and then the huge mouth opens up. So I thought that was cool, and they used, you know, what they had. You know, they did the best that they could with what they had, and it just, unfortunately, 25 years later, doesn't fully hold up. But overall, I think the effects, you know, were great.
Yeah, and I actually think that the pulsating on the faces, despite being CG, did not look bad. I still think that aspect actually holds up when you were seeing infected people, and like the movement of the worms.
It was
like,
very The Mummy with the scarabs under the skin.
Yeah, it's true, it's true. But I mean, I think The Mummy holds up in a lot of ways too, personally. You know, I mean, well, to a degree. You know, but bottom line, I mean, this film is a lot of fun, and it's a just enjoyable, just kind of mishmash of a lot of different horror things that are familiar, but yet kind of retrofitting for, you know, just kind of a fun freshness. So there you go, man.
So yeah, that's, I think, pretty much going to cover our review of The Faculty. If you want even more thoughts, then check out the commentary that we did. Both of these should be Patreon only, at least for a while. So thank you again to Ms. Marie for requesting this one to be reviewed. We greatly appreciate it. And yeah, until next time, I've been Cecil Laird.
And gracias a Jaime and Fuego.
And remember, stay scared.